Ever notice how relationship advice can sometimes sound a little too simple?
Mm,
Like, yeah, communication is key. Sounds good on paper.
right.
But then life throws you a curveball, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what happens when your belief systems are totally different? That's what we're diving into today.
Fascinating stuff.
How faith, spirituality, all of that impacts our relationships.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, this Connected Hearts podcast episode you sent, it gets real.
What strikes me right away is how the episode dives right into this idea of shared values being like the bedrock of a relationship. That sense of unity, right? But it's almost like they're anticipating the but.
Oh, absolutely. There's a but coming.
Because then they're like, hold on, those very same deeply held beliefs, they can cause some serious friction too.
Especially when you're talking about the big stuff, like starting a family. Those decisions are loaded.
It's not just about agreeing on what to watch on Netflix anymore.
Exactly.
You're talking about shaping an entire worldview.
And how do you navigate that with someone who might see things completely differently? It's like this episode says, it's a double-edged sword. The rituals, the traditions, the holidays, all of it. They can bring you closer or become major battlegrounds.
And you know what I find interesting? It's like cultural differences in a relationship. It's about understanding and respecting those traditions, even if they're not your own.
Oh, that's a great point. And speaking of family, because it always circles back, right?
Yeah.
The episode talks about how religion impacts family structures, expectations.
It's like you bring all these invisible threads from your own family into a relationship,
Right.
whether you realize it or not.
And suddenly those expectations, they're in the room with you.
Absolutely.
But okay, here's where it gets really good. They bring in an expert, a therapist, who specializes in faith-based counseling.
Wow.
And they say this, and I'm quoting, religion can be both a source of strength and a source of conflict. It's all about how you approach those differences, you know?
And that's huge because
Yeah.
it's not always about converting the other person. It's about finding that shared space where you can both exist authentically.
And then the episode shares these stories, real couples grappling with this stuff. Like one couple, they're crazy about each other, but they come from different faiths.
Oh, wow.
And now they're trying to figure out how to raise kids.
Big questions.
Huge questions.
Mhm.
And then there's another couple, their shared faith is like the cornerstone of their relationship.
Yeah.
It gives them this incredible support system, a community. Two totally different experiences, but both valid.
And it goes to show there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right. But here's the thing. The episode doesn't just leave us hanging.
Okay, good.
They give some actual advice. Open communication is key, obviously.
Of course.
But also, like, really deep listening. Respecting each other's beliefs,
Yeah.
even when it's hard. Finding those compromises.
It's almost like learning a new language together.
Yes. And being willing to make mistakes, to stumble, to keep learning.
So powerful. So think about it. How does your relationship with faith, or lack of it, shape what you look for in a partner?
Are you looking for someone who shares your beliefs? Or are you open to something different?
And if you're already in a relationship where faith is a factor, what conversations need to happen? How do you see it shaping your future together? That's something worth reflecting on no matter where you stand.
That was